Hello and welcome. We're going to get started now in our practice. So wherever you are, go ahead and find a comfortable seat, whatever works for your body tonight. You can fold your legs underneath you, settle into feeling the weight of gravity, the weight of your body, and then close your eyes. We practice here on the mat in our notebooks. As my teacher says, it's called a practice, not a perfect. And so it's where we practice so that when we're moving through the other spaces of our lives, we can return back to the breath. We can feel our bodies. We can become aware of where we are in space and bring our attention back to this present moment. And so we'll have a nice, loving, grounding practice tonight that will focus on gentle heart openers, nothing too intense, but also a nice grounding practice of self-compassion. And so with that, please place your both palms onto your heart. Just feel yourself here. Start to notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, of your heart. With each inhale, your heart lifts. With each exhale, your chest falls. And as you're ready, take 3 deep breaths in. Whatever feels right for you, whatever length and depth feels right for you. And then take one more deep breath, and as you inhale, hold it at the top of the inhale for a moment. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, make a sigh or a sound. Good. Do that one more time. Nice. Release your hands. Open your eyes. And then if you're not already on your mat, go ahead and make your way there. I'm going to make my way over. And please come down to your mat, resting your whole body on the earth, flat on the mat. You can put pillow under your head or your pillow under your knees. And just pause here for a moment. Feel the earth. Feel the ground. Feel yourself being supported. If you're craving some grounding energy, I know that one of our friends here has experienced the blustery 85-mile-per-hour winds of the tornado in Chicago. So I recommend placing your palms firmly on the ground. Maybe even start to press the back of the calves into the earth. Open and close your jaw. Release the space between the eyebrows. And feel yourself just breathing here in this moment. And then as you're ready, you can release your hands if you want. Place both feet on the earth, hip width distance or wider. And we'll just start to windshield wiper our knees. And you can go as quickly or slowly as feels good for you right now. Another nice grounding energy is to lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. And so we'll just start to flow. So our inhale lifts our knees to center, and our exhale allows them to fall over to one side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to the other side. Do that a few more times, linking the inhale and the exhale with each movement. Pausing wherever feels good to you. Maybe it's a physical stretch that you're just pausing in. Maybe it's energetic. Maybe you feel it in the depth of your lungs and the depth of your core. Do that 2 more times each side. And then with an inhale, come up to center, bring both knees into your chest, and start to make circles with your knees. Really paying attention to your sacrum. Feeling the gentle, loving massage that you are providing to yourself, right? By being here in this practice, in this moment, you have listened to what your body needs, to what your spirit needs. And just making that choice alone is a first step of providing compassion to yourself. As you're ready, pause and move in the other direction. Good. And then as you're ready, place your feet on the earth and then just start to stomp the ground. As you know already, I love this, especially after maybe a blustery day. To really feel the earth and feel our feet on the earth and make noise. And to say to ourselves, I am here. I have a right to be here. And pause, close your eyes, feel the vibrations, feel the energy. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out with a sigh or a sound. Release your legs. You can always leave your knees bent if that feels good to you, or release your legs and close your eyes. And just allow yourself to be here. Really inviting yourself into this space. And so we do this practice of yoga to link our breath and body so that we can focus the mind, while also linking to the energetic circuits of movement and writing. In the physical practice, we're playing against the edges of our physicality, our muscles, our bone, organs, blood, pulse, In writing, we play against the edges of our consciousness, our memory, our imagination. And so as always, please take care of yourself. It's your choice to enter a pose or not. It's your choice to explore a question or not. We're just here practicing. We're just here exploring. So as you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then you can make your way over to one side or gently rock and roll up to seated, whatever feels comfortable to you. And then once you're seated, Bring your hands to your heart center. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down towards your heart. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up. And then exhale back into cactus arms. Inhale, lift up. Palms can come together. Exhale back into cactus arms. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, opening your heart, feeling your heart lift. And then exhale, bring your palms together at your heart. Pause here. Take a deep breath in, feeling your thumbs pressing against your heart. Once again, feeling your heart lift. Exhale, feel the grounding energy of the exhale. As you're ready, inhale, open your arms wide. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Inhale, open, and then alternate the arms. Exhale, hugging yourself once more. Good. Inhale, open your arms. Maybe bring a smile into the practice. And then exhale, curling in, giving yourself a hug and pausing here. Maybe you close your eyes for a moment and sway. Really moving into the space of self-compassion. We have this gift, this ability to bring our awareness into our present bodies, into our present minds, into this moment. And then pause, and then inhale, open your arms wide. Exhale, move with your arm alternating, and once again, curling in and giving yourself another hug. Pausing here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, settling, swaying, maybe squeezing yourself. Inhale, open your arms, really stretch your arms out, feel your tips of your fingertips, even as though there are strings that are pulling your whole body. Maybe you feel your core engage, you feel your heart lifts, your shoulders come back down, your back, you're opening your heart. And then as you exhale, you're drawing that energy into your heart space, pausing here. Closing your eyes. So tonight we're focusing on compassion. We often think about, and we should think about, having compassion for others. Right? And when we experience compassion, we feel others' pain, we feel others' suffering, and perhaps we even find ways to relieve their suffering. So these are some of the ways. Speak with kindness. Apologize when you've made a mistake. Listen carefully and without judgment. Offer to help. Be happy for someone else's success. Accept people for who they are. Forgive those for making mistakes. Show respect, express gratitude and appreciation, express and show patience. So pausing with those ideas, those actions. Now I'm going to read the same list of ideas, actions, steps, and I want you to imagine this as self-compassion. How do you treat yourself with the same compassion and kindness that you would show to others? speaking with kindness, apologizing to yourself when you've made a mistake, listening carefully to yourself without judgment, encouraging yourself, being happy for yourself, accepting yourself for who you are, forgiving yourself if you've made a mistake, showing respect for yourself, expressing gratitude and appreciation for yourself, being patient with yourself. Pause here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out with a sigh or a sound. And then as you're ready, we'll move to our journals. And today we're going to start by reflecting, responding to how that felt. That shift from thinking about being considerate for others, and then drawing that same energy in towards ourselves. So as you're ready, go ahead and turn your attention to your journal. Make sure you have a pen. And then go ahead and write. And as always, before you start, you can choose that as a prompt, or if you'd like, you can rewrite. Invitation or challenge, if you like to think of it that way, is to keep the pen moving. And as you're ready, start to finish your last thought, idea, sentence. And put your journal off to the side. And then come back to the physical practice. We'll start to turn out and churn out the wrists. And then if you've been seated in the same position for a while, you might choose to uncross your legs and then cross them in the other direction. Good. And then as you're ready, bring both hands to your shoulders and start to make circles with your shoulders. If it's too much to have your hands on your shoulders, you can always have your hands on your knees or your thighs and start to roll out your shoulders. And see if you can connect back to the breath. So perhaps with an inhale, you lift up, and with an exhale, you settle. Find whatever feels good for your body. Nice. And then go ahead and pause and move in the other direction. Good. One more time. And then go ahead and settle your hands, settle your shoulders. And please come to your hands and knees. You can place a blanket or a pillow underneath your knees if you'd like some added support there. And we'll start to move through cat-cow. So our inhale moves us into cow, our belly lowers, our heart pulls through, our gaze comes forward. Exhale into cat with our gaze coming towards our navel. And then start to move at your own pace. Inhale, opening your heart. Exhale, curling in. Do that a few more times. Whatever feels right for you. Good. And then as you're ready, you can start to make circles with your tailbone. Either direction, whatever you feel called to. And as slowly or as quickly as feels good for you. And then as you're ready, pause and move in the other direction. And if you feel a spot or a space where you want to pause and lean into, if you want to make the circles really big, whatever feels right for your body. Good. And then pause and center. Do a nice gentle cow. And then as you move into cat, also lower. Your knees can be as wide apart or as close together, and bring yourself back into child's pose. Pausing. Your forehead can come onto the earth or onto a pillow or bolster. And then wherever you are, close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths, really feeling the support of the ground, feeling yourself here. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Good. And then we're going to come down to the earth with our whole bodies on the earth and our foreheads on the earth as well. This is actually a pose. It's called crocodile. And so you can place your forehead on the backs of the palm of your hands. You can always use a pillow if that feels better. And we're just pausing here. Really nice, gentle grounding practice. You can stay still and feel what it is like to just be on the ground, or you can even start to just wiggle out your back a little. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then as you're ready, you're going to bring your right arm as though it's in either cactus arms or like airplane, just straight out. And then we're going to gently come with our head or our ear on the pillow or the ground. And we're going to do a gentle heart opening where we just start to roll towards that arm. Now, maybe you come just a little bit. The intention here is to find some opening in the front of our shoulder space, but we never want to push, right? If it hurts at all, come out of it. Just stay in crocodile. Your leg can just come into a knees bent. If you want a bit more, you might bring that top leg down to the earth behind you. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. And then we're going to come to the other side. So once again, just bringing your other arm, either in cactus arms or into airplane arms. And then we'll just start to roll gently. You can place the foot on the ground behind you if you want to fit more. And then as you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then coming back into crocodile, pausing here for a moment. And then we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose, we have our elbows underneath our shoulders. Our toes are released flat on the earth. Our fingers spread wide, palms flat on the earth. And then we want a gentle opening. We don't want to do too many heart openers before bed. We're looking for some grounding here. So wherever you are, take a deep breath in. Relax your shoulders down. Your gaze can come out a couple of feet in front of you, wherever feels gentle and kind. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath in. And then exhale, bringing your forehead down. Place your hands underneath you, coming back through our neutral tabletop position. And then we're going to bring our hands, one hand's length in front of us, tuck our toes, and then come up into a down dog. So this is the first down dog. We're not going to do too many. We're just doing a nice gentle practice. So if you find that this is too much on your shoulders or you're just not wanting too much fire tonight, you can always bring your feet as wide as your mat and even or even off your mat. You can walk your hands back and do a really nice, gentle, wide-legged downward dog. It also releases the pressure on the shoulders if you have any. And then wherever you are, draw your shoulders up and back. So as though you're pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Open and close your jaw. Feel your back body. You can always put a bend in your knees. You can bicycle your heels out if that feels good. We're just pausing here in down dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. And as you do, bring your knees down. Come back onto your heels. Coming back into child's pose once more. Feeling that beautiful grounding energy. Your head is below your heart. In this practice, we lead with our hearts. And what does that mean to you? What does it mean to lead with your heart? Take another deep breath in. Exhale. And then as you're ready, come all the way back up to seated. And then if you would like, you can bring a bolster or a pillow underneath your seat. It's just gonna lift our seat up a bit. And then pause here for a moment. Place both hands on your heart. Close your eyes. Just feel the difference from the beginning of our time together. What do you notice? What feels more open? Where are the areas that you still would like to explore or move into or breathe into? There's no right or wrong. There's no good or bad. We're releasing the judgment. We're just noticing. We're just observing with an open heart, a grounded spirit. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Release your hands. Open your eyes. And then as you're ready, bring your left leg out to the side. You can tuck your right knee in or right foot in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dip over to that lengthened leg. Inhale up. Exhale, just leaning over towards the right side. Inhale, lift up center. Exhale, good. Do that a few more times. Your inhale lifts you up center. Exhale, you lean over towards the right. Inhale, lift up center. Exhale towards the left. And just find your own rhythm, your own pace. And then the next time you come towards the left, go ahead and pause here. There's no need to push, right? If you came here, that would be enough, right? What feels good for your body? You can have your arm above your head, or you can bring your top arm towards your back if that releases any discomfort. And take 2 deep breaths wherever you are. Good. And then inhale, rise up center. Exhale, turn towards your whole torso and your heart towards that straight leg. And then exhale, bring your hands down towards the earth. Point your toes up towards your face. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend forward. A few more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, and pause here, placing your hand. They can be on blocks or a pillow, fingertips. We actually want to invite our heart and our back to be long, right? So it's not necessarily a crunching or a curling, but we can use our fingertips to have us bend towards that front leg. And then we draw our shoulders away from our ears, feel our belly engage, feel our shoulders release down our spine. And that means that we might be a little higher, right? Which is okay. Wherever we are, we're going to take 2 deep breaths. Good. And then as you're ready, with an inhale, lift all the way up to center. Exhale, release your arms. Fold your left leg in. You can even do a little shaking out if you want to do some windshield wipers, whatever feels good for you. And then we're going to move to the other side. So our right leg comes out to the side. Our left leg folds in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, dip towards your straight leg. Inhale, lift up center. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale towards the straight leg. Inhale, lift up center. Exhale into what is a bit of a back bend. Do that a few more times at your own pace. Good. And the next time you bend towards the straight leg, go ahead and pause. Once again, find what feels right for your body. On this side, my shoulder enjoys being down and with my hand on my back. Wherever you are, take 2 deep breaths. And then as you're ready, inhale, lift up center. Exhale, turn your torso, turn your heart, point your toes towards your face. Deep breath in. Exhale, dipping forward. Do that a few more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward. Pause here. Once again, you can use your fingertips or a block. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Find some length in the spine. Maybe that means that your belly is ignited. Your heart pulls forward. Take 2 deep breaths. And then as you're ready, inhale your arms up above your head. Exhale, release your arms. And bring the soles of the feet together in front of you. They can be as far forward as feels comfortable, or you can pull them in towards your body. And just feel yourself here. You can do some butterfly. Moving into the hips a bit here. Pausing here. And then as you're ready, just coming forward as far as feels good for you. You don't have to go far. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, maybe you bend a bit further into the pose. And then inhale, lift up. You can release your feet just into crisscross applesauce, as the kids are known to say. And then go ahead and bring your hands towards your heart center, thumbs on your heart. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. What do you love about yourself? What do you love about yourself? Name something or think of something that you often expect to receive from others. In what way can you provide this to yourself? Think of something that you often expect to receive from others. In what ways can you provide this to yourself? And think of your younger self, anytime, whatever comes to mind. How could you send that younger self an encouraging message? What would you say? What would you want that person to know? Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Release your hands. Open your eyes. And we'll move towards our journal. I'll read those one more time. So, what do you love about yourself? What is something that you often expect to receive from others, and in what way can you provide it to yourself? And then write an encouraging letter to your younger self. So if you're called to respond to any of those, please do so. Otherwise, you can always just free write. About another minute. And as you're ready, finish your last thought, idea, sentence, word. Put your journal off to the side. You can release your wrists, fingers, your shoulders. You can stretch out, open and close. Whatever feels good. We stayed low to the ground tonight. So maybe you feel like you want to give your legs some attention here before we make our way back down to the ground. And if so, you can do that grounding, stomping motion again. And then pause. Feel your heart lift. Inhale. Exhale. And then go ahead and come all the way back down to the ground on your back. Good. And from here, go ahead and just bend your right knee in towards your chest. Your left leg is extended. I invite you to point your toes up towards the sky. And imagine that you are standing on the earth, even though you are flat on the ground. Really feel the energy ignite from the soles of your feet into your ankles. Feel a nice stretch through your hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then place your hands behind your right thigh. Knee is bent. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend your leg. Good. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then inhale, hold here, and just draw circles with your toes, rolling out your ankles. Move in the other direction. You can point and flex your foot. Good. And then bend your knee. And then we'll move into our figure 4 pose. So we're crossing our right ankle over to our left thigh. You can pause here with your left foot on the earth, or if you want a bit more, go ahead and lift that bottom leg, and you can sway here. You can pause in stillness, whatever feels good to you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Good. Pause for a moment. And then as you're ready, you're going to draw your whole body over towards the left. And maybe your right foot comes down to the earth. You're coming into a twist, a gentle twist here. The twist comes from the upper part of the body, even though we're twisting our whole torso. We really want to pay attention to where our heart is in space. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then as you're ready, with an inhale, draw up towards center, shake out that leg and move to the other side. So our right leg is straight, our left knee comes in, and we pause here. Once again, bringing attention to the sole of the foot, of our right foot now. Feel the energy of the ankle. The nice gentle stretch through our quads, our hip. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then as you're ready, your fingers behind the back of your thigh. And then inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. And then the next time you bring your foot up towards the sky, go ahead and roll out your ankle. Move in the other direction. It's like you're drawing circles on the ceiling or on the sky. Point and flex your feet, your foot there. Good. And then bend your knee and move into your figure 4 pose on the other side. Once again, the bottom foot can be on the earth, or if you'd like a bit more, you can come and draw the bottom foot up. Move into stillness or sway, whatever feels good for you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And then as you're ready, draw your whole torso over towards the right. And then once again, feeling the twist in the upper part of the body. You don't have to go far. It can be just small movement here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, come back up towards center. Release the top leg and then just hug both knees in towards the chest. If you'd like a bit more, you can always bring your forehead up towards your knees if that feels good on your neck. Just curl in. You're holding yourself in a little ball. Feel that tightness, that strength, that energy. And then as you're ready, release your knees, point your toes, stretch your arms above your head. Really inhale, and as you do, feel your whole body fill up. Feel everything even sort of tense up a bit. Your inhale, you're drawing in and stretching out. You're feeling it all engage. Inhale, just another gulp of air. Exhale, allow it all to release. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, stretch, pull, really just feel yourself engage. Maybe even open your jaw, open your mouth, squeeze your eyes. Deep gulp of breath. Exhale, release your arms down to your side. Release your legs. Release the conscious awareness of breath. Any tension in your jaw, space between the eyebrows. Just become aware of the space above the crown of your head. And then move into a place of receiving. You've put the effort in. Now it's time to just exhale and receive. As you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Make circles with your wrists. Start to stretch out your body gently this time. And then as you're ready, come over to one side, pausing here. Pausing in a place of gratitude for yourself, for this practice, for this time that you've given to your body, to your mind. And then with an inhale, make your way all the way up to seated, hands together at your heart center, eyes closed. We end the practice with gratitude towards ourselves, gratitude for this space, for this practice. We end with Namaste, which in Sanskrit translates to the light in me honors and sees the light inside of you. And as we close this practice tonight, we're going to say it twice. Namaste to each other. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. And we'll pause as well and direct it to ourselves. So to yourself, Namaste. What does it feel like when we direct that light, when we see the light inside of ourselves? Thank you for sharing this time tonight. Thank you for sharing your practice.